Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. All right, first video that we're doing of 2020, so Happy New Year to everybody out there. Make sure you check out our sponsors, GameStrat, it's a sideline replay system we use. Make sure you look in the description box of the video below. There'll be a link to take you directly to GameStrat's website. It's a sideline replay system we use. It's affordable, it's reliable, they got great customer service. Love the people that run the company. They're friendly, they do a great job, so make sure if you are in the market for sideline replay systems, check out GameStrat. JustPlayFB, which is the only diagram tool that I use. It's digital software to bring your program to the next level. As far as a play drawing or diagram tool, it's the only diagram tool that I use, so check out JustPlayFB. Difference USA, the ultimate striking machine. We have one in our weight room that we're going to use a bunch in the off-season. Work on striking, hand placement, elbows in, thumbs up, eyes where they need to be, coming out of a stance. The power that you need to uncoil those hips and move people and block destruction types of deals. So you get thousands of reps striking without needing a partner. So you don't need a med ball, you don't need a bag, you don't need anybody holding anything. It's just you inside the weight room with the Difference USA striking machine, different coil springs that make it harder as kids get older and better and bigger, to make it harder to actually leverage the pad back in. So different springs make it tougher. So as your kids go from 9th to 12th grade, you can develop them along the lines of their strength improvement as well as their striking improvement. So make sure you check out Difference USA. All right, so with the new year being around, you see everybody, all kind of videos and pictures and things on social media about teams in the weight room and working out on Christmas Eve and working out on New Year's Day and, working on all the things that you need to do in the off-season. Everybody's excited when the season ends or when the off-season picks up. You got a fresh slate, clean slate. You get to wipe last year out and kind of build on next year. So everybody gets, this time of year, everybody's real excited in dealing with their program. And when you see all those pictures and videos and things in the weight room, and we use them too, the thing that you got to understand is during the off-season, that's when you're trying to, establish a mindset. You're trying to establish a culture of hard work and accountability. You're trying to establish a mindset of mental toughness and making kids do things that maybe they think their body isn't capable of doing, and pushing them to the limits with things, while also trying to get them, bigger, stronger, faster, trying to build up the body so that we, injury prevention and then injury maintenance becomes a little bit easier, so players, can last throughout a season because it is such a physical game. So, this time of year when I see all that and I see us doing it and I see the young coaches that I have in the weight room working it and excited about doing it, the one thing that as a head coach that always catches my eye is the fact we need to be able to take all that, as good as it is, and we've got to be able to translate it to on-the-field functional performance. So the easiest way I can relate that to you is in the game of golf. All the technology that's come out in the game of golf, you have all these new clubs and new shafts and the way the clubs are made and the way the balls are made, everything flies straighter. You can hit the ball further. You get face balance putters and all the different weighting in the shafts and in the grip, what they're doing with putters to make you a better putter. The bottom line is, as good as the technology is, the person playing the game has to take the technology and acquire the skill to deliver the technology to the ball in order for them to get better. You don't take brand new technology in the game of golf, and if you're a 15 handicap, you don't get new clubs for Christmas and you're a 10 handicap. All right, you're still a 15 handicap. The new technology is going to make it easier for you to do what you do, but if you don't go out and put the work in to develop the skills to use the new equipment, all right, you've kind of just wasted your time and money. You're going to eventually end up being a 15 handicap. If you get a new bat, all the new technology in baseball, and the ball jumps off the bat and it does, it flies further and it comes off the bat like a trampoline, and it gets through the infield quicker. If the person holding the bat doesn't understand how to deliver the bat through the zone and doesn't have proper hitting mechanics and doesn't understand how to swing at good pitches and understand where to hit inside the count, all that technology is wasted. Well, it's the same thing with the weight room. If you get your weight room going and you've got your kids getting stronger, all right, and you got your kids getting bigger and they're putting on a little bit of weight and maybe you're getting a little bit faster and you are developing, all right, the things that you need to make yourself a better football player, now you got to go become a better football player. So we've got to take all those things in the offseason. And we've got to work on things that we are doing in the weight room to build a culture, to make kids mentally tough, to talk about accountability. Hey, you want a certain number next year? Be at all these workouts. Don't just show up in April. So we're all doing that to build our program. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out for you the skill sets that we are going to focus on with each position group, the things I think we need to get better at immediately in order for us to be a better team, and the things that I need to see our weight room transfer over into skills on the field. Okay, so the first one, O-line, we're going to work run blocking. We have to be better run blockers. We have to understand the scheme that we're running. We have to understand hat placement. We have to understand where our eyes are going to go. We have to understand where we're trying to strike. We have to understand how to get that second foot in the ground based on the scheme. All right? We want to get our linemen, and we are going to work our tail off in the offseason to get our linemen strong. All right? Everybody is. Every football program around is going to work to get their linemen strong. We are going to work to get them running better. All right? So that we can be better in short area spaces. So that we can have, the ability to use the footwork that we need to be a better run blocking team. But if we don't transfer weight room results into run blocking demeanor and run blocking techniques and fundamentals, then getting bigger, stronger, and maybe a little bit quicker, faster, or more nimble with our feet isn't going to do us any good unless we can apply it. All right, running backs. Vision inside the scheme. Okay, we've got some talented running backs here. All right, we've got some very gifted players. We need to work in the offseason in the weight room. What are we going to do? We're going to try and get them stronger. We're going to try and get some lower body strength. We're going to try and get them more durable so they can take more hits. Then we're going to try and work on some speed and change of direction. All right, we're going to work on all the things in the offseason that they need to do to be great running backs. Once we get on the field, the thing I'm going to work the most with them is vision, all right, inside the scheme. So that now that we may be a little bit stronger and we may be a little bit faster and we've developed the things in the weight room that we need to develop, how do we apply them on the field? We've got to get better understanding how to read the schemes that we are blocking and how to make your linemen better. So run blocking, to me, with the vision inside the scheme for the running backs is how we're going to get better in a running game. We're going to block it better, and then our running backs are going to understand what they're reading and where the ball should go so that they can apply their natural talent with the skills, or at least the abilities that we've improved on in the weight room. They can now apply that with their natural talent to now become better runners of the football because they understand the scheme. All right, wide receivers, route running. All right, same thing. We're going to take wide receivers and we're going to try and make them a little bit bigger. We're going to try and get them stronger. We're going to try and make them a little bit faster. All right, then we're going to work on the conditioning side of things so that we can play 60 snaps a game and play them hard. All right, so that we can get off the ball every snap and get off the ball hard so that we can physically try and block as many plays as we need to block. Okay, but we're going to work on route running so that we can take everything we're developing in the weight room and work on route running and understanding how to run routes, the depth of routes based on the scheme, the depth of routes based on the quarterback's drop, how my route inside the concept affects everything else around me, so I can't just run where I want, how deep I want. I got to understand the concept I'm in, and I got to understand coverages, where DBs are playing, where linebackers are, what's the leverage, what's the depth, what are man scenarios, what are zone scenarios, how do I leverage somebody if it's outside leverage, how do I attack a stem, how do I get in and out of my breaks. So we have to work on route running after we, all right, attack what we're doing in the weight room to get bigger, to get stronger, to get mentally tougher. All right, we've got to attack and understand what route running really is. Today's wide receivers are so much more talented than a lot of the wide receivers used to be physically, but route running is still an art that people need to understand. It's not all go balls, it's not all jump balls down the field. You got to know inside of a scheme how to get open, how to attack leverage, how to break a DB down, and most importantly, probably how to get in and out of cuts and breaks. All right. Quarterbacks, accuracy. Our quarterback the last 2 years did a great job inside of our scheme. He was great with the RPO game. He was really good running the football for us, extending some plays. All right, but we missed a lot of open throws, and it wasn't an arm strength deal. It wasn't things that you would think possibly might lead to not being able to throw the football. It was probably a little bit of mechanics, footwork, and then overall accuracy. All right, he made a lot of great throws for us. He did a lot of great things for us in the passing game. All right, but at the same time, where we were a little bit inept at times was we missed a lot of open guys. And why is that? Ball placement, accuracy, quarterbacks understanding that you have to put the ball, if it's on an outside hand, an inside hand, a face mask, a belt, whatever it may be, wherever you got to throw a guy open away from a defender. Or even better, if a guy's wide open down the middle of the field, how to just put it on him without having to throw the perfect pass so that, you know, you end up blowing all these easy touchdowns that you could have when you do get guys open. Okay, so our quarterbacks are going to attack the weight room like everybody else because I want our quarterbacks to be leaders. So they need to be accountable. They need to be disciplined. They need to be here. I want our quarterbacks to be lifters, and I want guys to know that they lift like everybody else. I don't want our team to look at our quarterbacks and say that they're different. But once we get that out of them in the offseason, we got to take it onto the field and work on accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. Put the ball where it belongs. I don't care about throwing it 900 miles an hour. I don't care about throwing it 70 yards down the field. I care about throwing it to a spot where a guy needs to catch a football to keep him away from a defender, to keep him moving if he's open on the run, to throw him open if the coverage is tight. Those are the things we need to work on. We were good inside of our scheme. We were good with a lot of our reads. All right, accuracy is going to be the premium thing that we try to work on with our quarterbacks. All right, D-line, block destruction. Finally got to a point where we were really getting better at understanding block reaction. All right, we were understanding gaps and how we played the gaps within our defense. We were understanding when we needed to erase or cancel a gap and chase. We understood when we needed to be a box or a jet player. We mentally got past the barrier through reps and reps and reps and hard work and a consistent scheme. We got past the barrier of understanding block reaction and my responsibility in the defense. Now what we got to do is we've got to build in the weight room as we build on everything that the D linemen are going to be doing to get physically stronger and to put some weight on while still maintaining athletic ability. Now we got to be able to get out on the field and physically destruct blocks. So when we see that base block, we got to get rid of it. When we see the down block and the fullback or the trapper coming, all right, it's not enough just a wrong arm anymore. We got to smash the wrong arm, all right. And if we're trying to pry back up the field or if we're trying to dent it, whatever our technique is, we need to punish that player that is making that block. If we get pass sets, once we recognize the pass set and we start rushing the passer, we got to get better. We're, all right, attacking an edge. We got to get better at working an edge. And then we got to get stronger and have the ability to, you know, maybe go through a player every once in a while and use speed off the edge into a bull rush. All right, so all the things that we're going to be working on in the weight room, we need to apply on the field with our block destruction. Striking people, coming out of your stance, rolling those hips, having your eyes right. Got better with block reaction. Now we got to finish that with block destruction. All right, linebackers, ability in space. What do I mean by that? In the run game and in the passing game, how their hips function, how their feet function. All right, again, our linebackers got better with their reads. They got better with our run fits. We got a little bit better tackling the ball at times. I think everybody struggles, with tackling the ball in space, especially at the linebacker level against running backs or wide receivers or even hybrid tight ends. Sometimes they're better athletes than we are. So, you know, that is always going to be a work in progress. I mean the ability in space in pass drops, the ability in space to close distance on ball carriers, okay, which obviously closing space is part of tackling. But I'm not talking about the tackling part itself. I'm talking about our ability to move our hips, our ability to open our hips, our ability to change direction, our ability to plant and drive on throws, our ability in space. All right, our linebackers are doing a good job right now with some of our guys. We got one of our leaders in the weight room really knocking it out. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. We got to get him to run better, and then we got to get him to apply that inside of certain things. So like pattern match coverages. Understanding the pattern match coverage and then applying, all right, everything that we did in the weight room and everything that we did in our conditioning and agility programs, applying that to understanding where to drop, how to drop, and then how to put a foot in the ground and break on a ball, all right, and do all the things that good linebackers need to do. So we're going to be working a ton with our linebackers and their ability to play in space. Okay. Safety's going to be working a ton on off men. Okay, so again, our safeties are going to be in the weight room. The weight room, not to be redundant, but we're doing the same thing. We're trying to get everybody bigger, trying to get them faster, we're trying to get them stronger, we're trying to get more resilient, we're trying to get tougher, we're trying to get mentally tougher. We're trying to push ourselves past the limit to get our guys to understand a work ethic. All those great things that we're trying to do, take it onto the field now. How does it translate? Safeties, off man. We play a lot of man free. Safeties are on slots a lot of the times. We got to change up the look with what we're doing. Our safeties got to be better at playing some off man and some catch man from off principles. So we need to take everything we develop in the weight room and in our strength and conditioning program and translate that into playing better off man. If it doesn't translate for us into playing better off man, then when we get into those situations of play off man, it's not going to matter how much stronger or how much faster we are if we still can't play off man. We've got to translate. Okay, corners, violent hands and finishing through the ball. got ourselves in decent positions this year, got a little bit better in coverage. All right. When we're talking about playing a lot of press man, we got to be good at the line of scrimmage, but I thought we were okay. Where I thought we lacked was the ability to finish with violent hands through the ball. So even if a guy is slightly open, but you're in phase and a guy goes to make a play, we got to play through the hands, through the ball, and be violent with these and finish. And finish. So we're going to work on getting faster. We're going to work on getting better feet for press coverage. We're going to work on getting stronger. All right, so on that Difference USA striking machine, we're going to strike with our DBs too, so that when we open to punch, they understand how to reroute, or if we try to jam or two-hand reroute, or if we're a cover two team and we might be trying to funnel a guy inside, yeah, we need to be stronger. All right, yeah, we need to be tougher in the run game. So we need to do all those things, but where it needs to translate for me is I need to be violent, through the hands, and finish. Get the ball out of receiver's hands. Whether it be deep balls and I'm in phase and he goes up to make a play and we finish. Whether it be a curl or a comeback route and I break through and he gets it and I get hands in there and I pull hands apart or I get that ball out. Violent hands, finishing drills, finishing plays after you're maybe in good position or maybe you're in bad position and you work to get back in good position. You finish plays with violent hands. All right, kickers. Kicker's going to be in the weight room. I told our kicker who wants to make a commitment this year to being a full-time kicker and he wants to kick in college, I told him you must get in the weight room to develop strength so that you can kick the deep ball. The deep ball is not going to happen with just mechanics. The deep ball has to happen with you getting a year older, stronger, developing, all right, not only strength but flexibility from that gait action of that swinging action in the hip, getting that hamstring and those, the posterior chain stronger so that you can send the ball forward. Need to get stronger, just like when we're trying to run faster going forward, that posterior chain. All right, it's the same thing with a kicker. We need to get stronger with those muscles in that gait so we can send the ball, all right, further. We need to get stronger so maybe that leg speed improves a little bit. So our kicker needs to work on all the same things, all right, in the weight room that everybody else is working on. All right, maybe less upper body stuff, but he still needs to attack our Olympic lifts and our deadlifts and our squats and things that we're doing with the same fever pitch as everybody else and the same intensity as everybody else to get stronger because he needs to get strong. All right, then we're going to work a ton. All right, onside. All right, so now we got to take our ability to kick onside. Placement. Where do we want the ball? Okay, where do we want the ball? Do we want it on the 20? Do we want it down the middle? Do we want it on the right? Do we want it on the left? Are we trying to kick it deep right or deep left? And then trajectory. So if we're working on sky kicks or mortar kicks, whatever you want to call them, I want it on the 20, but I want that ball in the air for however many seconds. So let's work on the trajectory. So let's take leg strength first. All right, let's take work ethic in the weight room first. Then let's translate that into the skills on the field of becoming a better onside kicker, a better placement kicker, a better trajectory kicker. All right, all the things we're going to work on. Punters, rugby style. All right, so our punters are usually athletes for us. They're usually kids that play another position, so they're going to be in the weight room, all right, doing all the things that we're doing in the weight room. But as far as punters, we want to be a rugby team. We have a left-footed punter, and so now I want to possibly develop the possibility of punting with two punters in a formation and being able to rugby right or rugby left at any time and make it difficult for teams to figure out where you're going pre-snap and set their blocks up pre-snap. So we are going to work a ton on the skill of rugby punting. All right, and we're going to work a ton on the placement of the rugby punts and the steps that we need to take and how we need to get wide away from where the rush, how we're blocking it, them understanding how we're blocking it, and then what we're trying to do within those punts. Okay, so today's video, all right, was an idea of how we're going to take everything that we're doing in the weight room and everybody's New Year posts of guys working out on Christmas Eve and some Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and the grind and culture and accountability and work ethic. We're going to take all those things. They have to translate into things on the field. I suggest that you break it down for each position at something that you really want to attack first. All right, something maybe that you were lacking in last season. Attack that first and make sure you understand you have a plan to get better from the weight room. Bring the weight room out to the practice field or out to the game field, wherever it may be. If the weight room doesn't translate to practice field, game field, all right, then I still think you're going to be a tough team. I still think you are giving yourself a chance to be maybe a physical team. I still think you're giving yourself a chance to have some culture and accountability and work ethic. But if your weight room improvement doesn't translate into skill improvement on the field, you're going to be that 15 handicap golfer with new clubs that look shiny and they look great, but you shoot the same scores. All right, so hopefully this video helps you guys understand what you're trying to do, what we're trying to do, at least in my program, what we're trying to translate from the weight room to the field. Okay. Make sure you check out Dome hats. All right, this is a Dome hat. This is my Rydell Protect and Perform Dome hat, made by Dome with the Dome logo on the side. So make sure you check out Dome hats. Every hat has a story. Let Dome help you tell yours. Defensive Coordinator 1, in-game app that lets you use live in-game data that you're charting. Somebody up in the booth is charting it. You've got tendencies and things built into the template, and you are now making in-game adjustments based on actual in-game data, things that are occurring on the field. So you're not guessing. You're making your adjustments based on what they're doing, personnel you're in, the calls you made versus the calls they made. So make sure you check out Defensive Coordinator 1. First ever Play Fast Football Clinic, January 24th, 25th, 26th. It's about 3 weeks away now. It's exciting. There's still time to register. Go to www.playfastfbclinic.com, www.playfastfbclinic.com to check out the clinic. Make sure you check out in the community on the membership page. Make sure you can now be a member of the site, all right? And you can now, we have merchandise, so make sure when you go to our page, you check out the merchandise store and you check out the community. As always, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ring that bell so you know when we do videos. Comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. Make sure you interact with the videos because that's how I interact back with you, and it helps me do videos in the future. All right, as always, guys, I appreciate everything you've done for me. You won't play well until you play fast. I'll catch you guys next time.